Welcome back to Ohio Medical MJ. Today, we're coming back at you with a medical marijuana tip. The most question that is asked is, how do I get my medical marijuana card? How do I get my weed card? Just tell me, I need it now. Does this medical condition qualify? I have this medical condition. Will that work? Let me tell you something, guys. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. I'm just a cannabis connoisseur that happens to know a lot about weed. Now, back to getting your medical marijuana card, because I want to help you get it. It will change your life. And don't be scared. Don't be overwhelmed. Let's just break this down really quick. This is a reference guide from the state of Ohio on how to obtain your medical marijuana license. Hey stoners, this is part 1 of getting your Ohio medical marijuana card. So smash that subscribe button, like the video, and hang around to the end and I answer the most popular questions I get asked. Let's break it down. Step 1, visit a physician with a certificate to recommend. Okay, that's the key word. Certificate to recommend. Not every doctor in Ohio can prescribe you weed. Some only can do it because they've took the specialized training or went through whatever program to get certified by the state. So the easiest way to do that, if you have a primary care physician that you trust, you know, and you frequent, call their office and say, hey, do you have a certificate to recommend medical marijuana? They'll say yes or no. If they say no, you say, can you refer me to someone that can? If they say, we don't know, or you call the recommendation and they tell you it's going to be 4 months to get in for an appointment, option B, and what I did, and most every person that I know, is telemedicine. Went to made an entire video about it. You can do it all online, over your phone, over Zoom, video chat, and you can get in touch with a doctor that way. Either go to your doctor that you see all the time or do it online. Your doctor that is certified to recommend is limited by law in Ohio. They can only recommend marijuana for these lists of ailments or conditions, okay? These lists are getting expanded all the time. My personal opinion is there's way more things that marijuana cures than that's on this list, both tangible and intangible. And I think this whole list system needs to be done away with. If your doctor thinks that medical marijuana should help any of your ailments or any of your conditions, not just what's on this list, I think you should be able to prescribe that. I mean, that's between you and your doctor's choice. Am I right? Am I right? Leave a thumbs up if you think we don't need no list to tell us what marijuana cures or helps. Here is the list. Screenshot this, whatever you need to do, write it down. So when you go to talk to your doctor, these are the conditions that you need to speak to or be able to prove that you have. Okay? So, I mean, some things are what they are. I mean, if you got AIDS, I mean, you got AIDS, you know, you can probably prove that. Cancer, you can probably prove that pretty easy. Other things, let's look at this one. Pain that is either chronic, severe, or intractable. Okay, so this is my condition, is I have knee and back pain from, many years of playing sports, working physically commanding jobs, car accidents that's happened to me throughout life. The doctor asked me, how am I currently treating it? You might have a prescription for oxycodones, or you might be getting straight shots of morphine, right? If that was needing to be proved, you could easily do that. However, me personally, I go an all natural route, and I've been using, turmeric and yoga and, over the counter Tylenol and things like that to treat my pain. So there's no way for the doctor, here's my receipts from buying Tylenol and yoga lessons for the last 3 years. No, I mean, come on. So, okay, here's another thing, like glaucoma. So glaucoma has to do with your eyes. So if you talk to one of the certified weed doctors and you say, oh yeah, I got glaucoma, they'll probably be like, okay, let me see your, letter from your eye doctor saying that you have glaucoma. You know what I'm saying? Does that make any sense? That is the dress code to get into the club. Okay. If you're like, oh no, I'm going to wear my, tore up raggedy jeans and my old boots, and you get mad when you're trying to get into the club and they won't let you in because they have a dress code. It's like, okay, do you want to put on your dress pants and your nice shirt to get into the club and have a good time? I know this sucks and this is hard to say in a roundabout way that, won't get me arrested and kicked off the internet by the state of Ohio. I'm not telling you to pretend like you have one of these conditions if you don't, because, that's not cool and probably not legal. I don't know. This is not legal advice. It's not medical advice. This is just my opinion. Like I said before, I think this list is total bullshit. There's way more things that marijuana and THC and CBD treat than just their arbitrary list right here. The way it stands in Ohio right now, if you want your doctor to prescribe you medical marijuana, you have to meet something on this list. Also, they say if you're younger, then they scrutinize you a little bit more. What happens after your doctor confirms that you have a qualifying condition is they will add you to the patient registry. When they add you to the patient registry, that's when you get an email from the state. This is a question that we get asked a ton as well. Do I need a driver's license? According to the state, you need a Ohio driver's license, an Ohio ID, or a valid passport. So you can get it with a passport. A registered caregiver is an entirely different video, but to quickly sum it up, I can be registered as a caregiver, let's say for my grandma who has glaucoma, but she doesn't drive and she can't see well. So she can register me as a caregiver and I can go and actually purchase and pick up marijuana for her at the dispensary without my grandma being present. Thank you for still watching this video. I hope you've already liked and subscribed, but if you haven't, please do that right now. It's free and it helps out the channel grow so more people can see the content. Now, I want to go over some of the top comments from my previous video on how to get your weed card. I get it. But the Second Amendment is more important. Hey, I feel you, and I totally agree where you're coming from. What he's referencing is when you get your medical card, they will ask you, the doctor will ask you if you own firearms or planning on purchasing other firearms. Let me tell you, from the federal level, marijuana is still illegal. When you purchase a firearm, you have to fill out a background check form from the federal government. So, in their eyes, all forms of drugs, LSD, crack, meth, heroin, and yes, weed is still on that list. Drugs and guns do not mix at all. Same way with alcohol and guns. You're not allowed to have a shotgun with you while you're hammered on a bottle of Jack Daniels. It's not legal advice. Do I think that the state is going to go door to door and search every weed card owner's house for firearms? I hope not. And if that ever does happen, we're in a lot shittier place than worrying about, getting a weed card. So you can do what you want with that information. Any recommendations for the best dispensaries? Asked Daniel. The dispensaries keep growing. I would just tell you right now, pretty much go to the one that's closest to your house. If you're fortunate enough to live near multiple dispensaries, then just keep an eye on the menus, find out the best sales, the best days, the best products, and go from there. I also made a video about how to find dispensaries if you're unfamiliar with that. Are you supposed to answer, have you smoked before, or say no? All right, so they will ask you if you've tried marijuana before, which is a legitimate question. Why are you trying to get your medical card if you don't know how marijuana affects you? So I was truthful, and I smoked for decades, been traveling around the whole world, many different states, and a lot of those states did have legal marijuana recreationally, where an adult over 18 or 21, could purchase marijuana. And that was my answer. I said, yes, of course. I've traveled to legal states and tried out marijuana, and it helped me tremendously. How long after talking to the doctor will you get the email with the state of Ohio link? I got mine almost instantly. However, if you have to send in follow-up information or documentation, yours may take longer. But if everything goes smooth, you'll get it instantly and you'll be able to get your card right then and there. Do you talk to a doc over message or face chat? Like a video chat, like a Skype or Zoom call? You sit there and talk to your doctor right on your phone. But pro tip, when you do this, don't look like a dope head. Like, seriously, clean yourself up a little bit. Don't sit there with like a bong in the background. Like, clean yourself up, go to a quiet place, and have a serious conversation with the doctor. That's what you're there for. They are there to get you approved for a marijuana license, so help them do that. Don't look like a drug addict.